Hello, this is Raina León answering questions about Canticle of Idols. This question is, a number of your poems had portions in Spanish. Under what circumstances do you tend to use languages other than English in your poetry? Are there idioms or concepts that you find come across more clearly in languages other than English? Great question. So one example is there's a poem in here called Negro Bembon Daddy, and it is on page 49. And one of the things that was at the root of this poem was around the phrase negro pero muy buena persona, black but a nice person. He's a nice person is what it translates to. And that's not generally a phrase that people say in English. Not all the time, but it is pretty common within Puerto Rican communities in particular where I grew up. And so that was me also thinking about, so what does this mean within my own family? And and that conjures a lot of memory for me. And in this case, it connected to a memory of my grandfather and how he described me versus how others in our family did and would. Yes, there are some phrases that hold more power within the language of origin, and that sure I could easily translate that into English, and it would have its power and its meaning, but it wouldn't be the essence that's required within this poem. Um, I use different languages depending upon, again, the purpose, the essence, the core of what the poem is trying to accomplish. So my familiarity, my background growing up within a Puerto Rican community as an Afro-Latina myself, there are some things as far as language that push through. But I also find that as a writer, I'm invested in words and the beauty of words. And sometimes I will explore what a word in another language with which is, I'm not familiar as far as a cultural background, but what does that open for me as far as thinking about the images that it conjures for me. And of course, that requires some study of word origins and the meaning within a particular culture from which that word comes, and then thinking about how it connects to my work. To being clear about that, not wanting to engage in cultural appropriation. But I think that said, language belongs to us all. Yes, language belongs to us all. I hope that answers your question.